This week's Parashat Terumah, we begin the discussion of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the holy temple that was with us in the desert, the bayit, so to speak, the house, so to speak, the home that we built for a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Vasuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham. We're going to build a home for God, and then a Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to come down, dwell in the home, dwell in us. It's this makom to connect to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And over the next 5 weeks, B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to go at length and in detail in the Parashiyot to discuss the fundraiser, the idea behind it, the actual building, and ultimately the Shekhinah coming down into the Mishkan at the end of Sefer Shemot. Now, I want to speak about the first kli, the first utensil, the first piece of furniture that's discussed in our parasha. After the fundraising at the very, very start, we have the Aron. We have the holy ark that's going to hold the luchot, hold the 10 commandments, hold Moshe Rabbeinu's Torah, and a couple of other holy items, like eventually that's in Senat Haman and other things. But the Aron. The Aron is the first thing that's discussed according to most of the Farshim, because it's the most important. Of all the kelim, it is number one. Now, actually, on a simple level, we just got the 10 commandments, we got the luchot. Where are we going to put it? So the first thing we have to do is build an Aron Kodesh. We have to build the holy Aron. But on a deeper level, the Aron with the Torah inside and the kruvim, those angelic children that are facing down, looking down at the box, looking down at the Torah, is there to tell us this is the ikar, the main, most important spiritual part of the Mishkan. It's actually placed in the Holy of Holies. It's only going to be seen by the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur. So I want to speak a little bit about the Aron and the actual commandment to build the Aron in this week's parasha, based on an idea that I saw in Sefer HaTorah Halichot Amenu. This is from Harav Ratzon Arusi. He's the chief rabbi of Kiryat Ono here in Eretz Yisrael. This is the city that borders Bar Ilan University. So I picked up his Sefer on the parasha, and he says as follows. He actually is Melaket. He takes a couple of other Sefarim. So he asks as follows. Here's the question that's asked by the Midrash. It's asked by the Mefarshim. When a Kadosh Baruch Hu told us to build all the other kelim in the all the other utensils, all the other vessels and furniture in the Mishkan, so the language is ve'asita, and you're gonna make, and it's belashon yachid. It's in a language of singular, and you're gonna make the menorah, and you're gonna make the shulchan. But when it comes to the Aron, the pasuk says va'asu et ha'aron, and you all are gonna make lashon rabim. You're all going to make the Aron. So he asks Rav Arusi, so why is it in the plural? What's the deeper meaning? So he gives a couple of answers to what's the deeper meaning of why the Aron. First, he starts off with the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. Says the Or HaChaim HaKadosh beautifully. Ulai shramaz she'en gufa shel Torah yachol litkayem ela b'chiyut kol Yisrael. We said the Aron, which houses the Torah, symbolizes the Torah. So maybe this concept of writing it in the plural, and all of you guys are going to make the Aron. Why does it say in the plural? To tell us that the Torah cannot be fulfilled without the coming together, the klalut, without the joining together of the whole Jewish people. We can't have ourselves a Torah. Ve'ein metziut ba'olam yachol lasot kol ikrei Torah. And not everybody, it's impossible for one person, for one thing, for one creation to keep the whole Torah. It just can't be. And you want to know for sure? Because we have halachot for the Kohanim, we have halachot for the Leviim, we have halachot for Yisrael, there's halachot for the husband, halachot for the wife, male halachot, female halachot, and it's only it's only through all the Jewish people can we come together and actually fulfill all of the mitzvot of the Torah. So why does it say va'asu et ha'aron? Because it's telling us that the Torah itself needs the whole Jewish people. It needs the whole nation. If we don't have Bnei Yisrael, if we don't have Am Yisrael, we can't do it, because and therefore the essence of the Torah, he writes, says the Rav Arusi now, Harei Torah b'chulata hi yesod achdutenu v'shalmutenu. You want to know what the yesod, the foundation of our unity and our completion, our completeness, where does it come from? It comes from the Torah. Ve'ein am Yisrael shalem u'meochad rak al yedei Torah. And where does our unity really come from? It's through the Torah. Through the Torah, Kohanim, Leviim, Yisraelim. I'm adding male, female, rich, poor. There's different halachot for different people in life, for different stages in life. The sinner along with the tzaddik. Everybody is needed in order to fulfill the Torah. So our achdut comes through all of us coming together to do the mitzvot. Comes along Rav Arusi, then he quotes the Ramban. It says the Ramban, what's the hint? Why does everybody have to work together to build the Aron? Why? Sheyisku kulan. I'm skipping a little. Sheyisku kulan Torah. It's a statement in the plural to tell us that we should all be zochet to the Torah. And a little bit later, he says, "V'chen amru midrash rabbah." So too it says in the midrash. B'pema b'kol hakelim katuv v'asito v'aron v'asu Aron. How come by all the other kelim it says in the singular, but by the Aron it says in the plural? Amar Rabbi Yehuda bar Shalom. Amar Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Yavo kol hakol b'asku ba'aron sheyisku Torah. Says God, everybody should come and be involved in building the Aron sheyisku Torah as a zechut, that everybody should get the Torah. And that's why it's in the plural. The Torah is a zechut for everybody. We said once in the past that amongst the different crowns on the different kelim, so we have the crown on top of the mizbeach goes to the kohanim, because that's their job to do the avodah. The crown on the shulchan goes to the king, because it's his job to bring the food. But the crown on the Torah, the crown on the Aron, the golden crown on our Aron, that goes to whoever wants to learn Torah. You have to step it up, you have to want to learn. So already now, says the Ramban, says the Midrash, already in the stage of building the Aron, where the statement is, go and build the Aron so that we have a zechut, so that everybody should have the Torah. Therefore, the esek in the Torah, it's saying, this idea of toiling in Torah, working in Torah, says Rav Arusi, Ashur sheyeh asur rak liyachidim. It's asur that it's only going to go to individual people. Ela kol am Yisrael chayavim lasok b'Torah. Just like we're being told that we all have to build it, that's a hint to tell us we all have to learn it. It is an avodah of the whole Jewish people. And he closes with one last idea that he says, normally when we were traveling in the desert, where was the Aron? The Aron was in the center. It was then surrounded by the Kohanim and then the Leviim, and then we had ourselves 3 tribes on each of the 4 sides. And basically, the Aron was in the middle, and the tribes moved, and the Aron was basically surrounded by the Jewish people step by step. But he says all of that changed when they got to the land of Israel. And actually, we mentioned in last week's Torah, when Hashem says that I'm going to send a malach in front of you. So we spoke in detail in the advanced Torah about Matat, the holy angel that was going to come to join the Jewish people. But we mentioned there was another approach that said, no, it's not referring to an angel. Who is the angel? The angel is the Aron that symbolizes the Torah. So what do you mean that the Torah is going to be the one that's going to lead you when you get to the land of Israel? What is that all about? So let's now explain this approach. Says Rav Arusi, quoting the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan, Ketzad Avru Yisrael Hayarden. How did the Jewish people enter into the cross over the Jordan to enter the land of Israel? Bechol Yom Aron Achar Shnei Degalim. On normal days when they would travel, there would be 2 flags, 2 sections of the Jewish people would be the first ones to travel, and then only afterwards the Aron would travel. The Hayom. But today, this day, when they're entering the land of Israel, Nasa Aron Techila. The Aron Nasa Techila. The Aron went first. Shneimar, as the Pasuk says, Hine Aron Abrit, Adon Kol Haaretz Over Lifnechem. Here the Aron is going in front of you. So that was the Mahalach. When they entered the land of Israel, the first thing to go and enter was the Aron, meaning the symbol of the Torah. And that's the whole idea. We're entering the land of Israel. We're going to be in the land of Israel. What is the Yesod? What's going to be the secret and the foundation, the Sod V'Hayesod, that we're going to have Hatzlacha as a nation, as a people, as an individual? How are we going to defeat our enemies? How are we going to be Zocher to this land of Eretz Yisrael? How are we going to live here in peace and tranquility? Says Chazal, says the rabbi, says God, by having the Aron go first. Aron keneged malach she'malach lifnehem. The Aron corresponds to the malach that went in front of them. The Aron corresponds to the Torah. The Torah is what's going to lead us into the land of Israel. And when we enter the land of Israel with the Torah, that's going to protect us. That's going to me'ached us. That's going to give us our unity. That's going to give us our purpose. And together, we're going to be able to fulfill it and actually accomplish all these lofty goals that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us. Shabbat Shalom.